all morning. The Fox 61 Morning News starts now.
Right now at 6 o'clock, saving water is the name of the game in one shoreline community. The reason why coming up.
A playground destroyed by a fire, what authorities believe happened leading up to this incident.
And saving a life in the Elm City, how quick thinking helped officers jump into action just in time.
Good morning, sunshine. Thank you for waking up with us here on Fox 61 at 6 o'clock on a Wednesday. We've made it to the middle of the work week. Hope you're feeling good this morning. I'm Symphony Privet.
And I'm Keith McGilvery. Great to have you with us. I mean, I don't want to make a huge deal out of this, meteorologist Matt Scott, but my walk into work this morning, there was like a gentle trickle.
So weather lesson for today. The water that's falling from the sky is called rain. We haven't seen a lot of it lately. But the fact that we have a little bit of rain out there this morning is a very welcome sight. Good to have you along at 6 o'clock. It's a welcome change. As we've been talking about, you know, we need every bit to help out with drought conditions. This is not a drought buster, but we'll take what we can get. It's got to hold the temperatures down for now. Heat, humidity back by the end of the week. 65 in Hartford, 67 in New Haven, 65 in Groton. Your dew point's a little higher this morning, but manageable still. The worst we have, 62 in New Haven. Here's the Doppler. And again, you'll see steady rain coming in from the east. I'm going to go in a little closer to New Haven and Middlesex County. We're right along 77 and 79. There's Route 80. For leaving from North Branford, not quite into Killingworth. You've got some more steadier rain, 79 up to Durham, 77. Same deal, you know where they meet. We've got showers from a very impressive low that continues to throw moisture this way. Originally, we thought this was going to be a little too far out. Bank error in your favor. We get some rain. It is badly needed now. It's not a lot as we take a look. Some scattered showers off and on throughout the afternoon. Nothing you can't handle. Most of it's going to be to the north and east. And again, the temperatures are down, staying only in the 70s today. Any other rain in the forecast? We've got it for you coming up in the 7-day. The 7-day, Lauren Zenzi, not more rain in the forecast. We'll have to see, and we'll piece that one out later on.
All right, sounds good. We'll check back in. 6:02 here, almost 6:03 in the Fox 61 CTDOT Traffic Center. We have lots of construction that is wrapped up for the morning commuters already this morning. Let's take a look out in the Hartford area. We are seeing some delays on Route 2 over in the Glastonbury area. 91, 84 though. 5 and 15, all looking good for the morning commuters right now. As we take a live look outside in Wethersfield, things are moving freely on I-91, and over in the Hartford area, things are looking good as well. Now let's take a look down in Fairfield County. We're starting to see that light to moderate volume, I'd like to say, on the southbound side of I-95, and over for our friends in New Haven, pretty shot right there. Things are moving freely on I-95 right there. Do want to mention that there is one delay at Bradley International Airport. JetBlue flight, which was set to get off to Cancun at 7:30, has been delayed until 9 a.m. We'll check back in again coming up at 6:30. But for now, guys, I'll send things back over to you.
Alrighty, thank you, Lauren. All right, now we could certainly use some of that rain we were just talking about as drought conditions across the state persist. Some communities are starting to take action.
Yeah, so East Lyme taking steps to try and conserve water at this point. The town enforcing mandatory water conservation steps coming after officials say they noticed a troubling trend, which included people using lots of water, which is being attributed here to lawn care during the recent heat wave. Town officials saying the current water usage rates are not sustainable.
When someone's irrigating and it's not something that they realize until they get the bill, that they could be quadrupling the amount of water that they're using. I don't think it's been done in the last 10 years. We're in an unprecedented drought right now. And this is what's really driving us to do this.
And on the state level, the Interagency Drought Work Group is set to meet Thursday to decide if Connecticut needs to be moved into the next stage of precautions.
Right now, a man is dead after an incident at Candlewood Lake in New Fairfield. Emergency crews responded to an area known as Button Island on Monday afternoon for a reported drowning. The victim was taken to Danbury Hospital where he later died. State and local officials are investigating but say this incident is not being considered suspicious at this time.
A fight between two men on Hartford's Pratt Street leads to a stabbing. Police saying it happened just before 7:30 last night and that both men were injured. Both of them were people who were fighting. Officers say one of the victims hospitalized and is in critical but stable condition this morning. And in Rocky Hill, a bicyclist seriously injured after police say a dump truck crashed into them. It happened yesterday morning, just before, the early morning hours in the area of a Dividend Road and Forest Street. Police say the driver of the dump truck stayed at the scene and is cooperating. Officers asking any residents or business owners in the area to check their surveillance to see if there's any video of the truck or bicyclist prior to that crash.
And in Hartford, firefighters believe someone intentionally set a playground on fire. This is what's left at the Joseph Cronin Playground on Granby Street after that fire started. Authorities responded around noon to a large tire on fire. The flames then spread to a nearby playscape. Well, thankfully, no one was injured in this fire. Authorities saying it's being investigated as arson. If you have any information, contact the fire marshal's office. Well, we're starting to see the real-world impacts of the so-called TikTok challenge that's targeting Hyundai and Kia car owners. Yeah,
we were talking about this yesterday morning on the show. Shelton police saying the community has been hit with 6 stolen vehicles in 3 days. The most recent happening just after midnight on Tuesday. Police saying the 16-year-old involved admitted to officers he was inspired to do it by a recent TikTok challenge, which includes a video that shows how you can steal the car using a phone USB charger. Connecticut's Attorney General says he wants more done to stop this kind of behavior.
I'm already investigating TikTok for this kind of content, for their failure to protect all of us and our kids.
Fox 61 spoke with a pastor in Shelton saying he's seen an increase in thefts in the area and is warning his congregation to be aware.
We've been letting people know because we've had some of our parishioners have their catalytic converters stolen right around the corner in the same neighborhood.
2015 to 2021 Hyundai and Kia vehicles, which require a key and not a push button to start, have been most susceptible, even with security protocols in place. I mean, I was raised in a house where if I even thought about this kind of nonsense, it would not be. It would not be.
It wouldn't have ended well, huh?
It would not have been a good day.
You know, there's a little bit of everything on TikTok, and unfortunately, some not so great things, such as this challenge. But I would say most of the challenges are not that great.
Yeah. Well, let's start when we're helping out a neighbor in need. Yeah. Enough of this nonsense.
Yeah. All right. Well, switching gears right now, with the start of the school year just right around the corner. There will be fewer COVID-19 restrictions for students and staff. Now, the State Department of Education says universal masking won't be required and COVID-19 precautions will be up to each district. However, they are encouraging schools to recommend kids get vaccinated before school starts and to get the flu vaccines this fall. And one mom in Windsor says she's feeling optimistic ahead of the new year.
Now that there's vaccination for kids that are younger, it offers a little more comfort.
State guidance also relaxing the criteria for when kids should not come to school. So listen to this. Kids who have mild respiratory symptoms like a runny nose, sore throat, or mild cough can still come to school, but with a mask. Now, that's if they don't have a fever or have a family member with COVID-19 and test negative before coming in. Happening today in Berlin, school superintendents will be in attendance at the State Department of Education Commissioner's annual Back to School meeting. Governor Lamont is expected to speak at this event along with other state and school officials to discuss some issues ahead of the new school year. This all kicks off at 9 o'clock at Berlin High School.
The U.S. Education Department is erasing more debt for students who used federal loans to attend ITT Technical Institute. The Biden administration saying it will cancel just under $4 billion in student loans for 200,000 borrowers. The students attended ITT Tech, a for-profit school that went out of business 5 years ago. The school accused of misrepresenting itself and steering students into costly private loans. Meantime, millions of federal student loan borrowers are still waiting on the official word if they have to resume payments. The pandemic pause on payments expected to expire at the end of the month. President Biden has not decided if he plans to extend it, but the White House says an extension at this point still being considered.
And the state is getting $1 million in federal grants to support absentee ballots returned in November's election. Secretary of the State Mark Kohler says this will be sent to each of the state's 169 cities and towns as the state anticipates a potentially large number of absentee ballots this year. The grant will help them process, mail, and count the ballots.